Well, hello everyone. It is Saturday, March 9th, 2024. I believe it's the 9th. God, being in the hospital this last week really kind of messed me up a little bit, but I'm back and I'm doing much better. I tried to explain while I was in the hospital the things that were going on. And really, my ammonia levels went through the roof. I ran out of my um, Xifaxan, which is a medication that works together hand in hand with the lactulose that I drink to help flush out those toxins from my liver. Well, there was a mess up at the pharmacy, and I had gone at least 3 days without it, thinking that the pharmacy was fixing the issue, and they had not. And I woke up in the morning and I was just not myself, and I knew. So my daughter took me to the ER after speaking to my doctor. And I feel like my ammonia levels had already been elevated, which they were. I can tell. I don't have to be flapping my hands or speaking or babbling. I can just tell. They checked them and they had gone from like a normal 60 up to an 85. So they did admit me so that they could drain my abdomen, run some tests, check for an infection because I was in so much pain. And then I stayed the first night I was there. They came in and took my blood at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and for whatever reason, my ammonia levels had gone from at 84, 85 to up to 115, which were like almost triple what they should have been. So it's the only way to fix that is to drink lactulose, take the Xifaxan, blood work, getting some vitamin K in me, albumin in me, antibiotic in me, potassium in my drip. It just does a lot. It wreaks havoc on you. So I'm hoping over the next course of the next few weeks, we'll be meeting eventually with my liver doctor. My MELD score right now is a MELD of 20, which doesn't make me a candidate for the TIPS procedure that you've heard me speak about multiple times, which would alleviate some of that ammonia and some of the ascites that seems to be increasing. If a transplant surgeon is not comfortable with me getting the TIPS procedure done, then we'll be meeting with him to discuss going forward. I can be placed on the donor list, and we would take a look at my options and what would work best for me at my age. And given the shortage of livers right now, we definitely don't want to get a liver from someone who's ex-heroin addict or alcoholic, or someone who maybe is for health reasons. They take a lot of medications or pills or pain pills that it's cycled through their liver for a while, or some of their other organs, because that would affect me going into my body. So being in that 20 to 30 range for a MELD is perfect, because you're not up in the 30s where 30s you're fairly sick, and it's pointless to be sick when you get a liver. So hopefully these things will start moving right along, and I'll keep you guys updated as we go. I feel much better. Actually, if it wasn't so cold out, I feel like going for a walk today, but I have some other things to do. I'm going to make some fettuccine alfredo, but I'm going to make the Olive Garden copycat chicken alfredo for Mike, and then for myself I'm going to have shrimp. Maybe there's some chicken in there with some steamed veggies on the side. We'll have a Caesar salad maybe, and some breadsticks, and I thought that would be an awesome dinner for tonight. So I feel like doing one of my passions, which I love. But today I just wanted to take a few minutes. I wanted to speak about toxic people in your lives. I've heard from some of you who are going to get checked out. I would love to hear an update from you, to hear, did they do a blood panel check on you, just your normal liver blood panels, or were you able to go on there and say, hey, look, I'm concerned. I've been drinking for a while, and I really would like to do more than just your typical liver panel check. And what they'll do is ask you for any symptoms, and you do want to share those symptoms. As I've mentioned in the past, I've missed a lot of those. Put off the blood vessels, as you can see. They haven't gone up into my face, thank God. It was just here. I thought it was a rash for like years. It's actually the broken blood vessels or capillaries coming to the surface of my skin from the bilirubin. My bilirubin will not go down. It's off the charts. Even though I've been sober for over 6 months. My bilirubin can get high. My eyes will still get jaundice. My skin will still get jaundice. So I'm hoping if I either get the tips or a new liver soon, I get to be a new person. So no drinking, no smoking, and I can start swimming and being myself again and doing things I used not to be able to do. But I want to talk about lost throat. There's so many things I want to talk about, but I know someone I know a couple people who now have friends that they're very concerned about. And how do you approach it? If you're close to them, it's probably already been brought up. We're going to talk this week about when is it time to leave them. Like, you can only help someone so much, but when is it time to leave? And vice versa. You're trying to stop drinking, or you have a habit, or I speak a lot about alcohol because that's what I know. But let's say you quit smoking, you quit drinking, and you have these friends that you want to celebrate your ones, and all they talk about is themselves. Okay, you don't want to be around those toxic type of people. So they can always turn the story around into something about them. Instead of, whoa, cool, that is so awesome. Let's celebrate, or let's do something. You get the toxic people that know you don't drink, but they pressure you. Oh, come on, one drink, right? It's how do you deal with that, and at what point do you cut those individuals out of your life? Are they of any value to you in your life right now if you're trying to stop drinking? I personally have not been to a bar, and I can't tell you how long. I think we maybe last summer went out once to eat at Willie McCoy's. I didn't drink, and the no drinking part doesn't bother me. And I know that some others may have problems where you say you want to quit, where you say that I'm cutting back, but you're hiding bottles, you're not really cutting back, or you're having a couple drinks before you go to the bar. Excuse me, hiccups. So how do you remove yourself from those situations? You don't go. I am in a personal relationship, a very, very great relationship, and he is supportive of that to the point of where he doesn't feel like we need to go to the bar. We could. It doesn't make me want to drink. Actually, I feel like it might kind of annoy me a little bit. And maybe other sober individuals can speak to this because I haven't had the opportunity to really be around some other individuals that do drink heavily. And it's almost like, and not even people I know, like they're just dumb, they're just stupid, they start acting stupid. I'd like to hear more about that and what you've done maybe to refocus. Okay, instead of tonight we're going to go out to bar, we're going to find other things to fill our time, other meaningful things to fill our time with. I mean, we can go out and eat, or let's make dinner at home, then we can go for a walk. Or instead of spending all that money at the bar, I now have money to go buy those shoes I want, and I can probably still go out to dinner. It's removing yourself from the situation, and then also removing the toxic individuals from your life that maybe you thought were your friends, but are they really your friends? You need to take a step back and see who truly values you and recognizes the things that you're trying to do for yourself. And quitting drinking is not easy, and it wasn't easy for me. I did honestly cut back, but I was told not to drink. Then I was told to cut back. Then I was told not to drink because if I had another drop, it was going to kill me. So like, boom, okay, not doing it. How many times I can tell you I've seen people pass over the last couple of years, even people I've gone to high school with, were my age, that became friends or acquaintances with, where they were sick and they knew that they needed to stop, but they had no faith in themselves. So find who are the resources and who in your life do you want to spend more time with, honestly, because if you can take the time that you spend at the bar Thursday, Friday, Saturday, okay, Sunday for football games, all that time you could be doing other things to keep busy. And that's what you need. You need to keep busy. You need to find something that's meaningful in your life. And we're going to talk more about that. So while I was in the hospital, I was talking about my YouTube channel to the RN on duty, and she sat down in my room and she was speaking to me in the evening and probably taking a break. They put me on the floor with dementia and cancer and stroke patients, so that was fun, let me tell you. Kind of a little mosh posh of whatever you could throw in there. But she sat down and talked to me about it and said, you would be surprised how many young children, how many young kids we see come in here in their 20s and they are sick as you, or they are sick, or fortunately, since COVID, there were a lot of very young young people that had binge drank became depressed, were sitting at home. They had been used to going out and meeting and mingling with people. Maybe they didn't have close friends. And they've lost their lives. And that is terrible. And I think I told you guys this story when I first started getting on a routine basis, my abdomen drained out. The doctor came down to let the nurses know, the nursing station know that ran the radiology aftercare unit where you sit after you get your stuff done. Where's so and so? And he said, well, he's not coming. And at first I was like, oh no, he died. Nope, he got a call, Mayo Clinic, and he was on his way down there. And he was in his young 20s. And the doctor said if they had done one more drain on him, it probably would have killed him. So let's plan on talking some more this week. I'm going to use this time today just to kind of relax. I'm getting my strength back up again. I'd like to gain some more weight so I can look halfway decent this summer. My no hairdo. Watching these little squirrels. I'm gonna miss working at the park, but it's probably for the best safety of others. I don't, and I really can't anyway. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I'm better. I don't even know if I want to go back into HR. We'll see what we want to do, but I have some thoughts. I look forward to seeing you guys this week. If anytime you need to reach out to me, go ahead. I can talk to you on an individual basis in regards to some of your friends and family. I have a few out there that were kind of on the top of my list when I started this channel. I was like, who is going to see this once I announce it? And then I started going through my head. And I started going through my head of the people that have died the last couple of years that we know from drinking. And I'm guessing pills may have been involved. I can't state that though. But I tell you what, over the last 20 years, I have lost friends to heavy drinking. I had a friend, and we'll call him George, and he was a very intelligent man. I guess he wasn't that intelligent because he wouldn't stop drinking. But his dad was a professor of something. But George, we'll call him, he traveled abroad. He actually found himself in a prison in Turkey. He got out of there, came back. He was kind of from the bayous and lived down there most of his life. But the George dad we got to know, he'd get up in the morning and pop a top. And be in the shower, he had his morning beer. And that's all he did. And he'd get down a 6-pack, a 12-pack, probably a case and a half a day. Man, I don't know. He just could do it. And then it came to the point where it was affecting his job, so he had to quit. And I feel like I can state this because I know what happened to the family where they're at, but the wife, call her Diana, she said he was so effing crabby and she couldn't take it anymore. She went out and bought him a case of beer after he had stopped drinking. And she told me to my face, I'd rather see him die. I don't care. I'm so sick of this. He did eventually pass from drinking. He moved his family, filed for Social Security disability, moved his family out to where her family was, so he knew she wasn't going to be alone, bought her a place. Never got to meet his grandkids. At the time I was married, my ex-husband drove out to see him out in Montana before he passed. And he said he was yellow jaundice, still drinking. And they said if he keeps drinking, he's going to die. He didn't care. I got a call from his wife maybe 4 weeks later and saying that he had passed. And I've seen it in other people at work. I've seen it in acquaintances. And I don't understand how someone tells you you're going to die and you continue to do it. There's something missing from your life. So let's figure that out. I'm going to take a day off here and regroup, get my thoughts together. Thank you everyone for the well wishes. Being in the hospital sucks, but they did get me better. I was pretty scared. One point I had to have the nurse shut my window because I thought there were people walking their dogs back and forth staring at my window. So yeah, good times. I will talk to you folks. Enjoy your Saturday.